We've got an electric combined 11 for you. A lot of injuries on the Liverpool side, a few as well on the Chelsea side. Casey, start us off at goalkeeper. Who do you got?
I went Petrovic. I obviously haven't watched a lot of Kelleher. I don't think he commands his box very well.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think Petrovic has been great. I'm really mostly judging it off the last few performances.
Yeah.
Like the game against City, he was great. Kelleher's been good when he's been called upon, but I think like Liverpool, we all know like the effect Alisson has both in possession and as a shot stopper, and like it's such a massive difference when he's not there.
It's pretty simple. Like I don't know how many games Kelleher has played, but he's about to play whatever is under his 5th game of the season in a final, and Petrovic has consistently been playing. So that's why I went there. Right back, I went Connor Bradley. I did this less on Connor Bradley, although he has put in good performances of late. But Malo Gusto, from when I've seen, I think he's fine in attack. I think he's bad in defense. And we've actually talked about this a lot. If you make up for it similar to the way Trent does in attack, and it doesn't matter as much how inept you are defensively, I think Malo Gusto, his like ball control, I see the ball getting like stuck under his feet constantly, and I don't think he's that technical on the ball, and then he doesn't make up for it on the defensive side of the ball. And I think a big matchup to watch out for if Diaz is playing left wing is how Diaz will be able to exploit Gusto at right back.
Yeah, I actually did put Malo Gusto in. I wasn't a huge fan when they first signed him, first of all, because they have Reece James, they have so many right backs, but I think as of late, he's been as good as it gets at right back in the Premier League. His defensive acumen has really, like, it's grown for me, at least, in terms of what I originally saw him. You have to remember how young he is. Like, I mean, Connor Bradley's also incredibly
how young he is does not affect. We're talking about a one-game performance.
I would rather have him. I think he's in excellent form right now. I think, as I was mentioning on the pod, like, I think he's really understood that right back role a little bit better, getting forward excellently. He's got a great final delivery on him, and I'm kind of high on Malo Gusto right now.
I wanted to be high on Malo Gusto because I thought his profile fit the Poch system, but I just actually don't think he's that good of a player. But my 2 center backs, I went Disasi and Van Dijk, which I know is a huge surprise. So I think Disasi's potential is extremely high, which everyone knew when they signed him. And then the way he played against City, I thought was extremely, extremely impressive. And I know that's a 1-game sample size versus his other games has not been as impressive. But I think the way he defended Haaland and that entire Man City attack was extremely impressive. And if he can build on that with a little bit of confidence for this match, I went to Disasi and obviously Van Dijk.
I went Van Dijk obviously as well, but I went Levi Colwill, who I am a huge, huge fan of. Very solid left-footed center back. He is really like more understated to me, but I don't want my center backs to be like the center of attention. And I agree, Disasi has been the center of attention in good and bad reasons so far this year. But I like that Colwill flies under the wire, and I think him and Van Dijk, between their physical presence and their passing ranges, would be just a ridiculous center back duo.
Yeah, the reason I took Disasi is they're obviously underdogs in this game, and I think like if Chelsea were to win and you take a step back, like you could look at it and be like, Disasi was one of the reasons that Chelsea ended up winning this match.
He's in good form obviously recently, but I think he's had too many gaffes so far this year. I assume we both have Andy Robertson at left back.
So I put Ben Chilwell.
Okay.
Because
I feel the way about Chilwell that you do about Gusto. I've been really unimpressed. I think he's been in a lot of good areas.
I don't think
and not done
Chilwell
well.
is better than Robertson. I thought Robertson was injured.
I'm
going to be transparent. I thought Robertson was injured.
He's been off and on injured. He hasn't been starting a lot.
But I do actually think Chilwell is quality, and I don't think Robertson is obviously as good as he was when he was putting in bags of assists from that left back position.
All right, midfield.
Full 3?
Sure.
I went Enzo, Gallagher, and Cuckoo.
I went Endo, McAllister, Gallagher.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. You said you weren't playing a true 6.
And then I ended up choosing Endo and putting him at the 6.
Who were you going to play originally?
I was going to play an Enzo McAllister pivot, and then I decided Endo's in good form. He played really well for Japan in the Asia Cup. He came back, had a good match during the midweek here against Luton Town. And I don't know. I feel like this team, especially with the rest I went with, definitely needs a 6. And so Endo is my only option. Enzo can't cover that kind of ground.
Mine is extremely offensive and unbalanced when you look at Enzo, Gallagher, and Nkunku. But Gallagher is quietly having one of the not
You
the
went
best.
a full Chelsea midfield.
I did.
That's crazy.
And a very attacking one at that. I think Enzo has he's actually like the rumors came out about the fact that he wanted to leave, and then that's like fired him up to show that not only he wants to stay,
Definitely
but
in
he's
the
playing
best form he's
extremely
been in
well.
at Chelsea, 100%.
Enzo's playing extremely well. I've been open about the fact that I'm not a McAllister fan. I think he's
you're
very
wrong on that
fine,
one.
but he's playing extremely well. And if he continues this through the rest of the season, I'm gonna have to backtrack on that take.
Yeah, for sure.
But and then Nkunku was my signing of the summer, and I think he's better as a number 10 who can make overlapping runs, a really attacking 10, almost a second striker, center forward type of thing, rather than a traditional 10. But yeah, Gallagher is he Chelsea's player of the season so far?
I think so, and like he is such a Klopp midfielder, so I just like this is a midfield Klopp would love. Endo,
Yeah.
McAllister, and Gallagher. So that's why I went with it.
Okay.
Forwards, Salah right wing.
No, obviously, yeah.
Salah right wing. Who'd you go striker and who'd you go left wing?
I went Nunez and Diaz.
I went Nunez and Palmer.
Yeah, as you said that, I just completely forgot Cole Palmer.
Well, Cole Palmer doesn't play off the left, so that's fair. I told you I was playing someone out of position.
I think, let me redo it. I put Palmer at the 10 and Cuckoo playing him at striker, and then
Nunez
Salah
off the left.
and no, I'd play Diaz.
Over
You know I'm a
Nunez.
huge fan
Over
of Diaz.
over
I
Nunez.
think Luis Diaz
Dude, Nunez
is so
is like the
good.
third best player in the Prem right now. He is so good.
Third best player in the Prem.
Bro,
That's
I
insane.
love Darwin
I can
Nunez.
name you 3
No,
better
he's
players
not.
on City that like.
Darwin Nunez is on fire.
No, Darwin Nunez is on fire, and there's a reason I started him up top, and that's why I wanted to play in Cuckoo at the 10. But the way Cole Palmer is playing, you obviously need to include him. Yeah, we disagree on Luis Diaz a lot. I think he's fucking fantastic. I think how bad Malo Gusto is in defense. I think Diaz could be like the X
Diaz
factor.
is like an incredible finisher merchant. Like the fact that he scores incredible goals makes you forget about all the other aspects of his
Has
game that
anyone
are
else
lacking.
ever heard? Like, I feel like you can't call someone an incredible goal merchant.
He is.
Like, if you like, that's not being a merchant. If you score incredible goals.
Well, if you don't add anything else, that's like a pace merchant. It's the same concept.
I know, but like,
What's the difference?
people say pace merchant and like they don't have final product or they don't have good.
Right, Luis
like,
Diaz just has some final product, but it's not even like consistent final product. And it's not.
I think he's class.
I think you overrate him. I know you overrate him.
Where does he rank in your Premier League midfielders? Left winger, sorry. Where does Luis Diaz rank in your Premier League left
Left
wingers?
wing's such a bad position.
I know I put you on the spot, but I like putting you on the spot.
I guess he's better than Doku.
Current form for sure.
Yeah.
Doku started off hot and he's regressed.
I don't
right
have him above Martinelli. I don't have him above Son, who I consider a left winger.
Yeah, he's with Richarlison.
Son's probably the best left winger in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Is Nunez a left winger? He plays some games at left wing with Gakpo plays up
No,
top.
not traditionally, obviously.
Left wing's like the worst position in the Prem right now. So
He's the
this is
second best left winger
third best.
behind Martinelli. Yeah, I think Diaz is like off current form. Diaz is better than Martinelli. If you remove Martinelli's 2 garbage time goals, just like
Garbage time. What
They
is
were. you guys were up 3-0.
When have Diaz's goals come? What minute and what was the score?
He scores winners. He scores
Let's look.
equalizers. He scores big goals.
big goals. We're going to tell you right now when his goals have come.
All right, please tell me.
All right, he scored against Luton when they were already up 3-1.
Okay, that's a garbage time stat padding
He
goal.
scored against the winner against Burnley.
Winners.
He scored up 3-1 against Chelsea in the
To
90th.
make it 3-1
No,
or
they were up.
Okay,
3-1.
that's wait. Oh, to make it 4-1. Oh, okay, fine.
He scored the 1 goal in the Fulham 1-1 draw.
Okay, so an equalizer or a, I don't know.
He scored in the Europa League. Like, I mean, and he scored against Luton in the 95th
to win the game.
to tie 1-1.
These are big goals.
Some big goals.
What is Martinelli's goal involved? Like,
Well, I mean, he scored the winner against Man City. I don't know if that was important to you or not.
that was. Oh, stop it.
Was that considered a big goal? Our first win against Man City in 10 years?
That is a
I
big
just can't
goal,
remember.
but it's not like a
Sorry,
Martinelli
did
big
he say
goal.
he said it was a big goal, right? Big goal. Okay. That's our combined 11. Chelsea, Liverpool.
No, we're not ending it. It was a percentage chance without a deflection that goal goes in.
Irrelevant.
Answer the question.
Irrelevant.
Sure.
There's
Answer
no
the question.
question.
I need a percentage chance that goes in without the deflection.
100.
All right, that's fucking ridiculous.
That's
Dan,
our Chelsea, Liverpool combined 11. Let us know your thoughts and who you think
What
is going to win on
percentage?
Sunday.